Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Feel Good Fridays. Coming live straight at you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, your hosts, Polly and Bags.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Feel Good Fridays. I'm Polly.
And I'm Bags.
And today, folks, yes, we are joined by another special guest. And this is a leader by the name of Elisa Etter. Elisa, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much.
And why don't you tell the folks where you reside?
So I live in Dallas, Texas, and I have been, I don't know what else you want me to say. So I live in Dallas, Texas. You probably want to start over. I'm sorry. I'm going to do that.
You're good. We're going to keep rolling. That's how we roll. So, Elisa, welcome from Dallas, Texas. Why don't you tell the group how long have you been in leadership?
So I have been in my current role for 4 years. And before I came here, I was in leadership for about 17 other years.
Fantastic. That's quite a bit of experience. So we are very thankful to have you join the show. Bags, what are we going to get into today, man?
Well, I think Elisa's got a pretty awesome book. As you know, we've done a few episodes with some books that can inspire leaders to, provide, something really awesome. So, Elisa, what book are we going to talk about today?
All right. So this is a book I'm actually very passionate about. It is called Unreasonable Hospitality. And the reason I even chose this book is because in my previous career, a long time ago, I was in hospitality management. And so I've always been drawn to restaurants, hotels, and what they do to drive customer service. And I wanted to bring a little of that to my current role.
Very cool. Very cool. So is there a particular, if I'm looking to read this book, what's a couple key takeaways that you got from it personally? And how that ties into leadership.
Okay. So with this, the best thing about it already is the very first line on the outside of the book. It says the remarkable power of giving people more than what they expect. So that is something I'm very passionate about, whether it be our customers or the people I lead and all of the people that work for us in our company. So I have a direct impact being a leader on the people that are on my team. And so giving them the best of me is what I like to do every day. So not only am I going to do that with our customers, but I really like to have the taking care of our people in our office and on our sales team. So this book gave me quite a few reference points to really dive in to give customer service to not only customers, but everybody that we work with.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point with, delivering the customer experience beyond what they were expecting. I just think about going to the gas station, grabbing, a Pepsi or a Coke out of the fridge, going up to the counter, and it's a simple transaction, but as that worker, what if you said, "Good afternoon, how's your day going?" And it's like, whoa, I didn't expect that from, getting this, soda at the gas station. But I know that's a small, silly example, but I think anyone can tie that into their current day-to-day operations. Bags, what do you think?
Yeah.
No, that's great. I think today, especially what we've gone through as a society over the last few years, I think when you even go out to a restaurant, it's a hospitality and things of that nature, it's not as good as it used to be, right? I think as a society, we've kind of started to accept maybe average or below average experiences. So if you, as a leader, can make the people you're responsible for provide that awesome experience, that's just going to take your business to the next level. Because again, it's not the best out there right now. So anything you can do, and at least you made an awesome point. If you're not on your A game, the funny part is your team will call you out. I've been there and done that. Maybe you got some things going on and you're just not who you usually are. Your team will be the first one to let you know. So you're 100% right. You got to give it to your team first, because if not, they'll call you out for sure.
Absolutely. Like the wise man once said.
A couple of things about this book. Sorry, there's a lot of things that I could probably go on for an hour and a half about different things that I have learned in this book. But first, I don't want anybody to be afraid. It's really all about the restaurant that they built together, the authors of this book. One, they had this amazing restaurant in New York City that had terrific food. They were showered with praise on how great their food was, but they wanted to be the absolute best in the world. And the only reason that they weren't is because what they thought that they could do is just shower the customers with the greatest experience, with the greatest customer service. And they ended up becoming the world's #1 restaurant. And so that to me is taking all of their principles, that what they are doing to drive that to be #1, and I'm carrying it over into my team. So a couple of different things. I have really just a few things that really stand out that I've already implemented here with my team. But just having everybody on the team really bought in to the customer service attitude. And that means from sales, installs to installers. We want every single person to represent us in the very best light. The customers are having a great experience with our salespeople, and we want that to be all the way through the entire transaction. And what they call it in this book is the last inch. So every single part of creating that customer experience, all the way to the final nail of the finishing product, is we are wanting to make every single one from, every single person that customer touches is going to have the same great experience and positive attitude. And we are going to make them to be having more than what they expect, just like what the book is prefacing on. But the other thing is making sure that I am empowering the leaders that work around me to give the customer that great experience. So I love finding all of the strengths in every single one of our team members, because when I pinpoint something that they do really well, I give them the power to create a project to really turn something around that's going to make everybody on our team feel like they are important. And so if our team feels important in order to give the customer something that they need, then we're all going to be working together for that common good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I was going to say a couple of key points there. I'll go first on that one, Paulie. I like that you mentioned an inch, right? The extra inch. I think sports analogies are used a lot in leadership and just in business in general. And the difference in sports of an inch could be the difference between success and failure of an outcome, right? So it parlays right into the same for the customer experience. So that's awesome. And then empowerment is pretty sweet as well. I mean, if you can empower people, do their best and to help others, that just makes them feel like they're part of something and they're working towards more than just a job or whatever it might be. So you're helping to develop them, but empower them to work together and build that collaboration. Again, tying it back into providing the best customer experience. Those are some really good points, and thanks for sharing those points. What do you think, Paulie?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think, I heard you say during that, it sounds like in your organization, you have multiple groups of folks that have a specific job to take care of one particular customer. I think it's important that, I hear in different sales organizations, I sell it and then that's all I have to worry about, versus selling it and caring for that customer through the entire process and making sure that what expectations you're setting up with the customer are being delivered on the back end. So I think it's very, very important. It goes into partnership, making sure that you're aligned with your key partners there.
Yep. But the other thing is just making sure that, my leaders are being developed. You just said a little bit about that. But giving them just all of the tools that they need. And, but really, whenever you find those things that they are really good at and giving them projects, that makes them, just shower over everybody to be able to shine and give them more responsibility, which also gives them the passion that ultimately we all want to show. But so not just the customers, but I really want all of the people around me to feel that same remarkable experience in every day. And so just whenever everybody is happy and positive and working for the same goal, then I think that is going to show in every single thing we do. The other thing is cross-training. So cross-training into learning other people's roles, just so that they have an understanding of what somebody else is going through. That's something that we're working very diligently to do, just so that not that they're going to take over that role. They might one day, but if they understand the other person's role, then that's going to be able to have them have more compassion for the other person, but just creating that same customer experience.
Yeah, I think that's very important to know what your key business partners, daily activities are, weekly, and, what metrics are they being held accountable to, and the whole 9 yards. So what do you think, Bex?
No, that's awesome. And I agree. Just at the end of the day, just trying to help everybody get a different perspective and see that lens on the other side of the fence is awesome. So it sounds like Elisa is crushing it and doing big things down in Dallas, Texas. So that's pretty awesome. And this was a great podcast today, there, Polly. What do you think?
No, absolutely. And do you have anything else to add, Elisa, before we wrap up today's episode?
I really would not be afraid to read this book. I think that there's so many things that people can get just from their everyday lives. I'm very passionate about the customer service and then just surrounding my people with a positive attitude. And this book actually does a whole lot of that and gives relevant examples of how to do it. So
awesome! I think
thanks for having me.
Yes. I think I'm gonna pick up a copy on Audible for my long commutes, my job. So thank you, Elisa, for joining today's episode of Feel Good Fridays. And for everyone else out there, if you missed any of our previous episodes, head to our YouTube channel at Feel Good Fridays Podcast, or just by searching Polly and Bags. We're also available to be listened to on the go, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your pods. So without further ado, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, take care.
Have a cup of coffee at the big time, yeah.
Let's go.
Thank you for tuning in to Feel Good Fridays. If you want to stay up to date with our podcast releases and upcoming material, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. I'll wait. You didn't do it yet. Go ahead. I'm still waiting. Did you do it? Definitely check us out on our TikTok for special announcements and possible giveaways. Both can be found by searching at Feel Good Fridays Podcast. Thank you, and make it a great day.